Well, hello and welcome to ILoveGay today. And we are back in the world of gaming. And we are in Manchester in the UK. And we're here with Ash Kapriélov. How are you?
Hi, I'm all right. Thanks. Yourself?
Very good. I have thoroughly enjoyed. I think I first discovered you through some of the tweets and Twitter. You were on the video podcast with the folks over at Gayming Magazine, and that's when I started seeing like, what is this guy? What is he up to here?
I'm up to a lot of stuff actually. I run a blog where I focus on retro games,
Yeah.
primarily Tomb Raider. You probably can guess,
Yep.
but and I focus on things like unreleased content, developer files, some early builds of the game. It's basically gray area just before I can get copyright strike, that kind of stuff, and like
Yeah.
all unreleased games even, which I recently did publish. So that's
Wow.
what I do. And occasionally Twitch.
But for our audience especially, I think that there's for myself, I speak for myself, there's a lack of understanding and information. I mean, you're part of a whole new and emerging world that has been emerging for years, especially, Twitch has taken the world of gaming and just skyrocketed it to a whole new level. But you're part of that in that kind of multimedia way with video and blogging. But how did how did you get into all that?
Well, I probably will start from the very beginning.
Yeah.
When I moved to the UK in 2011 as international students, I was not allowed to work full time
Mm.
because of the visa restrictions. We were only allowed to work 20 hours a week, which is part time job, and I could not really find anything that could look good in my CV. So towards the end of my BA, say 2015 or something,
Yeah.
um, in summer we're allowed to work full time, but in summer you kind of have to go back to your home country to apply for visa. So it's like,
Yeah.
you can't really do anything. So in 2015, I started my blog, Timberfash, and I basically, it all started quite funny actually. I was interviewing this Tomb Raider developer called Adi Sanham, who did levels and script for the early Tomb Raider games.
Yeah.
And I done it for the Russian website called laracroft.ru. They hate Putin, by the way. They're good. Um, I probably shouldn't say that because they probably will get in trouble. But but anyway, so I intrigued from there. So they translated it into Russian, and then I realized, well, I want to publish this in English as well because
Yeah.
and I don't have anywhere. So I started Tumblr blog Tumbafash, and then I realized that I could actually interview more. He could introduce me to other people who worked in Tomb Raider and build this as something to put in my CV that I can create content. I can write articles because I was doing media production BA, and then I was supposed to do masters in mass communications, which I have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So that was like a work experience for me, whilst also not really work because I wasn't really paid. But it did take off quite fast, to be fair. Within like 6 months, I had an email from Microsoft asking me to, inviting me to go to E3 in LA. At the time, it was press only events, like you couldn't buy tickets.
Yeah.
And so I went to LA. And they just wanted me to cover the reveal of the Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was at the time Xbox exclusive, which hurt a lot of people that,
Yeah.
including myself because I play on PC. But yeah, that's all because of the blog I run, and
Yeah.
that kind of, you know, I think looking back at it, I think it kind of allowed me to progress in my career as a communications and PR professional. I work for local government, by the way. I don't work in gaming or anything, but I have that on my CV that I did some work with Microsoft because of my blog and all that stuff. So all that
Yeah.
matters even for normal jobs, if you will, not gaming related or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Twitch started just about a year or just over a year ago. I just was bored and I just thought I'll stream, and
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
grew into this.
Is that your largest channel now? I mean, is that where most of your audience is?
Twitch, no, I wouldn't say it's the largest. I think my website is still my main source of stuff because I play games on Twitch just for fun. I will
Yeah.
occasionally have my friends over and we'll play Left 4 Dead, where the audience will pretty much torture them. They would redeem with points some codes or whatever, and I will
Yeah.
spawn them as an admin. I would like oversee what's happening. It's quite funny. But my blog is more Tomb Raider related. If I discover some like unreleased content, for example, in 2019, I think, I was sent by one of the ex-developers of the Tomb Raider games an unreleased game that they were working just before they were all fired.
Yeah.
And we knew that game was in the making because as soon as they were fired, someone actually leaked the trailer of it, but we never got to play it for 15 years. It was 2006 when it all happened. And I just received that and I tried to get permission from Crystal Dynamics to publish it, got nowhere. Then I tried like video games museums in UK, in America, in Germany. They all send them letters asking them to allow me to. No response. So then on New Year's Day, I just decided, you know what? By the time their lawyers will be back, it will be January 4th. So the takedown notice will take time to arrive. So it will be spread by then. So might as well release it. So I've done it. Nothing happened. They did issue takedown notice, but it was automated one. So they Square Enix, not Crystal Dynamics, Square Enix used to own them at the time, and Square Enix were very good with that. They disputed it and allowed that game to remain on archive.org, and now fans are restoring it and making it playable, which is quite incredible. So I'm just like humbled and honored that it was sent to me to release. And I always wanted to play it when I was a child, 2006. Stuck in my shitty home country. Where it's illegal to be gay and stuff, and I was just playing Tomb Raider all the time, and I was like, I want to play this game, and I want to play this new Crystal Dynamics thing. I want to play Core Design, and now we get to play it, even though it's published.
But there's a business side to it that you've tapped into. You've got sponsors or and businesses interested in the financial side of kind of helping promoting themselves with you.
Not particularly. I do get free stuff.
Okay.
Like games in particular. I get a lot of that. I was supposed to do a vlog for someone. I think it was Tencent, but I'm not sure if they were. They didn't say. It was the PR company which said, "Would you like to do it?" And I said, yeah. And then they kind of never came back to me. So occasionally I do get approached, but I know mostly it will be, I'll play a game that they will send to me or stuff like that. Or it will be like an event, like, for example, in 2015, we were approaching the 20 years of Tomb Raider, which would be in 2016. And I spoke to Play Expo, which is the largest local gaming expo. And I thought, why don't we get the original developers together for the first time? No one ever seen them. They never seen the fans. So they could talk about that. And they sponsored me to make it happen, basically. At the time, my blog was quite new still. So not particularly financial gain of that. I do get sponsored by actual readers, though. They support me a lot. Like some of these lights were bought just by them. My website hosting, which costs a lot of money because I host about 100 gigs times 2 because I have to mirror it just in case if something goes down, it works on another side. So 240 gigs of stuff is on my website, and that is all paid for annually by my supporters, my readers, my Twitch viewers as well. My e-bike that I bought, that was paid for by them as well, because I was like, I'm really struggling mentally. I need to to get out there, but I need a mountain bike to do that. And I put it as a goal, and people donated to it kindly. So my main sponsors are my audience.
I love that. In fact, that your cycling world, I saw that in another interview you had done. But that's my husband does that as well. So you have something in common with him. You mentioned Pride Out, or is that what it's called? Pride Out UK? Because he's part of one
local.
Yeah, no, he's part of one here in the U.S. as well, Out Cycling, and they did the whole AIDS life cycle ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles a couple months ago. And so, no, that's a wonderful sport to be a part of.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I didn't know it was like a big thing until coronavirus happened and lockdown happened. I had a bike before then, but it was solely for commuting, and it went tits up on local roads. It was just a cheap bike. That's why I needed a mountain bike with a motor to convert it into a mountain e-bike at a time. I have a different one now, but I still have that one. It was quite a good one. But yeah, then I joined Pride Out, and it was just amazing, and I learned quite a few things. For example, the whole setup is just because gay people, well, not just gay, the whole LGBT plus community tend to not be very active and physical and physically active. They tend to earn less and all that. There's like actual stats for it, and that's why they set up that group there, and they're fighting good cause because British cycling actually been a bit of a transphobic, I believe. There's a whole petition about it, and British Cycling is out like the main organizations. Obviously, they get £6 million from government each year, so they're paid by government. But while these guys are small, but still quite cozy, and I actually want to go probably next week on the ride.
Yeah, I hear you. But I think this is great, and we're going to make sure for when we post this video, they're going to have links on, especially the YouTube version, to your Twitch and all your other social media profiles, so people can kind of get a sense of who you are, what you do on a regular basis.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that, and so no, mostly I'm just really glad that you're able to take a few moments of your time and share a bit of your story with our audience here.
No worries. Yeah, I'm currently working on animation for Tomb Raider. Actually.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's one of the projects that I worked on recently. My biggest one so far was actually a music album, which you might see over there. There's like a gold CD on my wall.
Yeah.
So what we've done with the composer of Tomb Raider games to start a Kickstarter, and we managed to fund an orchestrated remaster of his music with Tina Quo, who did the cello for Hans Zimmer's and stuff. We actually had Hans Zimmer's musicians involved there.
Yeah.
That I thought that would be my biggest moment, but now I work in animation, which covers events between Tomb Raider 4 and the Angel of Darkness, the last British game. But the Angel of Darkness was so rushed by the publisher that those events, when she's supposed to be dead in Tomb Raider 4, never were told us in Tomb Raider the Angel of Darkness. Like, what happened there? How was she alive? Because they just didn't have time to create cutscenes and all that stuff. So I worked with a writer of the Angel of Darkness to write me a script, and the voice of Lara from the Angel of Darkness to narrate that script. And now I'm making animated film that will, tell that story. And in October, I will show it in Derby, Lara's birthplace, with lots of Tomb Raider developers there. So that's quite exciting. So I have to do this. Hopefully it will be finished in a week or so. I'm pretty much done. But yeah, it's interesting what's happening. Did you ask me? Oh God, my brain is such a mash right now. So I'm just
yeah. No, you're doing some amazing work, and I think I can speak for myself. It's going to be fun, kind of watching and paying, following along with you on especially Twitter where I see most of your updates and posts.
Yeah, Twitter is probably the main place too. I have my personal one, which is Kapriélov, and my blog has its own Tomb of Ash, where I post just solely blog updates.
Yeah.
Whilst my personal account is memes and all that, and political rants, and everything else.
Well, I look forward to following you more. So, but again, thank you for being here with us. And next time I do get to the UK a lot, so next time I look forward to connecting in the real world.
Yeah, see you later then. Thanks for inviting me, Matt.
Thanks for being here.
And it feels good, so good.